Yo, welcome back to Hilly TTV. Thanks for clicking on this video. And before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We grown over here. In this video, we'll be recapping Love Island Season 8, Episode 2. So y'all get your snacks, because this is about to be a good one. So we start off where we left off last episode. And we got Sincere and Melanie. They go first. Ariana's like, Sincere and Melanie, open your door. Now, Sincere doesn't know if Melanie's gonna be behind that door or not. But Lord and behold, she was. I personally knew that she wasn't going nowhere. She was gonna stay on that green because I shipped them. They're cute. It's not only that I shipped them, but you can tell that Melanie really likes this boy. So, ain't no budget for her. Next up, we have Anaya and Casey. Ariana goes, Anaya, if you're there, open up the door. And Casey's face just looks so anxious, like, oh my God, I hope this door opens. But she did. She opened the door and they remain a couple. Now, this is really cute. Like, I'm really excited to see where they go. But at the same time, I feel like Casey low-key played his cards right. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I get this feeling, but if like a baddie walks into the villa, I don't know if Casey gonna stick beside Anaya. And I feel like Anaya knows that. Like, she knows that. I feel like she, in the past, dated boys like Casey, and they all did her dirty. That's why she wasn't even with him to begin with. I don't know. Maybe this is just my 10 health tingling, right? Ariana then asks for Trinity to walk through her doors. And apparently she doesn't because she's no longer there. Bryce also is no longer there. So they both went off with the bombshells. So I guess they were both on the same page, right? Up next, Kenzie and Zach. Kenzie, if you're out there, come on through. She come on through and she don't see Zach. Now she's all sad, but she kind of expected it, you know? And she's like, it's okay. There'll be better men out there. Which I love the spirit. Exactly. Keep your head up high because there is better men out there that would love a blonde like you. Next up, we have Beatrice and Sean. Sean has to open up his door to nobody there because Beatrice left with the bombshell. So now he's just stunned. Like, he's in awe. Like, he's like, what? He was not expecting this at all. And rightfully so. I mean, Beatrice never really gave him any signs of, I'm not really feeling this. Nah, none of that. So Ariana informed them that the bombshells took the other islanders to a private villa, and they'll be spending time with them for about 24 hours. So, yeah. So now everybody just kind of walks off. The girls are together, the boys are together, and they're basically just debriefing on what actually just happened. And the boys are just like, I kind of feel bad for Kenzie. Like, that was low-key hard to watch. Like, she's super bubbly. She's super happy at all times. So, like, damn, like, that sucks for her, Kenzie goes, like, it just sucks. The feeling sucks. Like, why couldn't Zach, oh, my bad. Why couldn't Zach just be honest, But I honestly felt like he was being honest. He didn't want to just blatantly say, no, like, I'm not messing with you. So he pointed out your features and how they don't really align with his interests. So I guess he was just being nice about it, but still not my cup of tea. I don't. Little side note, Anaya looks so good in that black dress. Like, girl, makeup, eating, dress, tea, everything just looks great. Like, girl, you're taking it tonight. So now the boys are talking about Beatrice and Sean, and they're like, yo, Beatrice, like, she foul for that. And Sean is just like, dang, like, he was super excited because the first challenge, Beatrice got to stand behind his door. So this was actually a chance for him to choose her as well. And it just didn't work out in the way that he imagined it. And I'm just like, dang, like, that's really unfortunate. And I'm really sorry, honestly. Yikes. Kenzie begins to cry, and she's crying because she just feels like everything that she said to Zach was super genuine, and she feels like he was just feeding her a load of bullcrap. So now she starts crying, and I'm like, girl, I understand crying because, like, that's embarrassing, but to go in your confessionals and say you always pick cheaters, you that you don't even know his last name. Y'all wasn't together for real? Now we get to the other villa. We got Kata, Zach, and Bryce. They walk into this bedroom and it's like one huge bed. One huge bed. So all three of them have to share the bed. And they're like, oh, well, how are we going to sleep tonight? Bryce is like, well, I'll take the middle. And I feel like he only said that because he wants to be closest to Kata and he doesn't want Zach like near her. Like, that's what I was thinking when he said that. I don't know. But I also don't understand this whole threesome dynamic. Like, what we got going on? Like, what? If I was that bombshell, I would feel so uncomfortable. Why am I sleeping in a bed with two nicks? Like, what we doing? So they're all just getting to know each other. Bryce states that he was born in Hawaii. And Kata's like, yeah, you know, I live in New Hampshire, but she's Haitian and German and Irish. So that's a cute little mix right there. Not gonna lie, she bad as hell. We get to the other side of the villa and we have Gabriel, Beatrice, and Trinity. So now they're all getting acquainted, getting to know each other. And he's like, oh, like, can you guys guess where I'm from? I speak Spanish, I speak Portuguese. And then Trinity goes, Brazil? And then he's like, yeah, I'm Brazilian. So Gabriel starts taking off his shirt. He like, oh, I'm hot. Y'all not hot? He just want to show off his tattoos. So Beatrice like, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. So anyways, he gets to saying, you know, he lives in Miami and he's a model / DJ. I mean, red flags all around. So then he goes, you know, I'm a bit of an affectionate guy. And Beatrice is like, yeah, we can tell by the kiss. And then Trinity's like, yeah, we can tell. And so then he's like, well, do you want another one? To Beatrice. And she was like, yeah, you know, you can give me a little refresher. So now they just start swapping spit. Y'all know how that go. So now Sincere and Melanie, they get together, they start chopping it up. And Melanie's like, yo, that was crazy. Like, I wonder who the bombshells are gonna pick. And Sincere's like, yeah, they both picked 2 people, so that's gonna be insane. And then Melanie goes, yeah, well, how did the bombshell look like? Was she hot? Why is Sincere gonna say, yeah, she looked like you? Huh? Kata does not look like Melanie. Like, don't do that. They do not look alike at all, okay? Just because they both slim and light-skinned do not mean that they look alike. That was just a nice way of him telling her that she's his type, period. That's what I picked up from that conversation. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking. Melanie's like, what was she wearing? Like, does she have any tattoos? She want to know the whole 9. And Sincere is playing his cards right. Like, that boy is a boy. He all like, oh, I wasn't really paying attention that hard. Like, I was over here worried about you, whether you gonna be behind that door. Like, I wasn't even. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. So now Anaya and Casey, they're having their conversation. And Anaya was just like she was kind of shocked because she had to open the door. And she did not know whether Casey was gonna be behind that. So they were really like elated, to be honest. And Casey's just like, yeah, our conversations, our vibe, like it's super strong. So I feel like, you know, why not see it through? Okay, so Anaya actually really feeling Casey. Oop, like she really liked this boy. She's like, he's so sweet, he's so genuine. Like whenever I tell him something, he really tries to like insert it into whatever it is that I'm speaking about. Like he really cares, Like she really feeling this boy. So now we go over to the other villa with the bombshells, and we have Zach sitting outside while Bryce is in the room with Kata. And Bryce is like, yeah, you know, my old connection wasn't really physical. I'm a really physical person. And then we go over to the other side and we got Gabrielle and Trinity in one room while Beatrice is outside. And Gabrielle just want to kiss. Like, that's all he want to do. Just mac. Ugh. I'm also not really feeling this whole concept of the other islanders just waiting outside. Like, it's giving, I'm waiting my turn. Pick me. I'm waiting. Like, what the? Like, in what world is this normal? Actually, in Love Island, right? So now Zach asks Kata, what's your type? Like, what are you looking for? And she's like, somebody that's emotionally intelligent, somebody that cares, somebody that is family oriented. And then Zach's like, Greek, curly hair. Like, yeah, you're saying me, right? Basically, that's what you're saying. Meanwhile, Kenzie's in the villa bawling her eyes out. So Gabriel asks Beatrice, well, what's your type? And Beatrice like, well, you definitely fill the category. I mean, you're fit, you're confident. When you came in the villa, like you just owned it. And then, I don't know, I just feel like that boosted Gabriel's ego. He was like, we're gonna have a good time. And then started kissing her. My goodness, I'm over him already, honestly. So now it's bedtime, everybody's in bed, and we cut over to the bombshells. Why Bryce, Kata, and Zach all in the same bed? Kata and Zach, they're making out, they're kissing, and then Bryce gonna try to scoot over on some like, I need to get in this action too. What? Kata was like, yeah, not tonight. Not tonight, dubbed him real bad. Oh, that's embarrassing. And very awkward at the same time, like, huh? So now everybody wakes up, and Kenzie wakes up in great spirits. I'm talking, she's jumping on the bed like, I'm not gonna cry today. Like, I love her. I love her. And then she goes, Sean, what are we manifesting for today? And Sean's like, we're gonna have a great day, you know, and we're gonna start off with, what do you want for breakfast? Like, yeah, Sean, you smooth with it. Yeah, I love that. So the girls on the dressing room, they're getting ready, and the boys are downstairs making breakfast. Now they come up and, you know, serve the girls, and I just think it's so cute, like the effort that they put into the food and all of that. But dang, they need some cooking lessons because, hey, at least you tried, right? A for effort now. Hell, I just love how in tune everybody is. Like Casey gonna say, that's how you do it. Feel me? Happy wife, happy life. I've been doing what I want. Hey, I've been doing what I want. Natalie, not. Yo, Natalie everywhere. Come on now. Like, she really did her big one. No, not cat, bro. So now Bryce and Zach, they're chopping it up. And, you know, Zach is like, I am really happy about my decision. You know, I wasn't feeling that romantic spark with Kenzie, so I had to move on. And Bryce is like, yeah, you know, I feel the same way. I just feel like I always put people's feelings above mine. And I was just constantly thinking the entire time, like, damn, like, what if she was on that green and she opened the door and I wasn't there? You know, like, that I would be devastated, you know? But then Zach explains that, honestly, you really shouldn't feel bad. You know, just because you went off with the bombshell doesn't mean that you're fully closed off. You're just willing to explore other connections. That's really all. You know, that's the name of the game. So now we have Trinity and Beatrice, and they're chopping it up. And Beatrice is just like, so how you feeling? Like, what if Bryce stood on the red? Like, how you feeling about that? And Trinity's like, well, I mean, I stood on the red, so... Like, if he's down to explore, I'm down to explore too. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's what we're here to do, right? So now Trinity asks Beatrice, like, how would you feel about Sean? Like, if he stood on the red, you know? And Beatrice is like, you know, I wouldn't feel no type of way, but dang, like, I didn't get to have that conversation with him to let him know, like, I wasn't really feeling him for real. Like, I'm gonna look like a douchebag. Like, this ain't a good look. So now we head back to the villa, and we got Kenzie, Casey, and Sincere. They're all sitting down on this like mini island or whatever, like the world's smallest island, as the narrator would like to say. Anyways, so they're just chopping it up, seeing where Kenzie's head is at, like, how you feeling, you know? And she's like, yeah, well, I kind of was expecting it. Zach told me that I literally was not his type, you know? Then Casey gonna ask her, well, are you willing to explore any of the girls' connections? As in Kenzie exploring Casey, Sincere, Bryce, like all of the other boys on that island. And I'm like, ooh, but Kenzie says she's open. I mean, she's here to explore. This is Love Island, right? This is what we're here for. So then Kenzie asks, like, you know, well, how do you guys feel about it? And Sincere, I mean, straight up, he was like, I really am feeling my connection. Like, whenever I think of Melanie, whenever I see her, like, my face lights up, you know, I just get to smiling. And Kenzie goes in her confessional and she's like, well, that's what I want. Like, that's what I'm looking for. So now Kenzie gets to asking the boys, like, what about the bombshell? How did she look? Like, you know, and Sincere goes for, she looks just like Melanie. Like, she kind of looked like Melanie, but she not Melanie. Like, you just trying to tell us that that girl is your type. For real, because Kata does not look like Melanie. Just because they're both skinny and light skinned do not mean they look alike, bro. Like, stop doing that. You just saying, she said, come, you going. That's it. That's all. Come on now. So now we head over back to the bombshells. We got Kata and Zach. They're walking. And Kata goes, "You look cute." And Zach's like, "Yeah, you too." And then she's like, "Well, are you just saying that because I said it?" And he's like, "Well, I probably should have started off with a compliment." Yeah, you should have. Like, somebody has to humble Zach, bro. Somebody must humble this man, because I really feel like he just think he is all that in a bag of chips. He's really not. Like, what we got going on? So now Zach starts to explain that he's a very affectionate, lovey person, but that's only with the right person. And with her, it just feels so natural, And he loved how bold and confident she was just kissing him. She's like, "Well, I'm a bombshell. Like, that's kind of what we got to do." So now Kata asks Zach about his family, like where he's from, all of that. And so his mother's from Australia, and his dad traveled back and forth from Europe because they have like a fish and chip shop. They own multiple of them. So, he was just running business. Simple. So now we're back at the villa, and Sean is asking Anaya and Melanie, like, when you guys had that option to pick either green or red, like, what was going on in your heads? And both of the girls were like, we immediately wanted to pick our current connection. Like, Casey was definitely on Anaya's head, and Melanie was going straight for Sincere as well. Like, they was not thinking about, stepping on red at all. And they were also very shocked at Beatrice's decision as well. So then Anaya goes, "I really thought you both were going to be on green. Like, whenever I talk to her, all she says is great things about you." Melanie's like, "Yeah, like, she always just says great things about you." Like, the girls are going to have the girls back. You feel me? Like, we're not going to talk badly about Beatrice behind her back so that you can start thinking badly of her or whatever. I mean, it's already tough that she left you. She left you standing there, so of course she's going to say good things. Like, come on now. They're like, we just feel like she wanted to explore, But then Sean's like, "Well, that kind of leaves me in a tough spot, because, like, where do we go from here?" You feel me? Like, how you just gonna leave me like that and then think that's gonna be sweet? Like, nah. Then Sean goes, like, he don't know where the girls stand, like, who's available, who's not available, And then Melanie's like, "Well, what's your type?" And then he's like, "Well, I was kind of looking at Trinity a little bit." So he like him a little chocolate, like him a little Spanish. Like, I love a man that don't discriminate. You feel me? Now, we didn't get to see Sean say that he was willing to explore a connection with Anaya. But once he walked off, Anaya was like, "Wait, that's T, because he was one of my top 2 connections as well." Or top 2 people that she was willing to explore. So I'm like, dang, like, so is he feeling Trinity and Anaya? Like, is that who he's going to try to go for? I don't know. So now we cut to Beatrice and Gabriel's date, and they got some fresh fruit. It's a little nice picnic going on. And so Beatrice is like, "I want to know more about your dating history. Like, what you got going on?" And so apparently Gabriel was in a long-term 5-year relationship, and it didn't work out. He's like, "I'm a lover boy. I just look like this. I just look like this, like a baddie." Then he goes, "Yeah, I got a big heart. Do you got a big heart?" And Beatrice is like, "Yeah, of course I got a big heart. I just got this tough girl act and this rough exterior because I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to look stupid at the end." And I'm like, "Girl, I feel you 1000%, because we ain't looking dumb over these boys. Nope, not anymore." So now they're chopping it up, and honestly, I really love their chemistry. Like, they are just locked in. I'm talking, like, conversation is running smoothly. They're super affectionate with one another. I really ship Beatrice and Gabriel, honestly. I really like it. So we head back to the villa, and we got Casey and Sean. They working out, And Casey's like, "Yo, Zach and Bryce both left with that bombshell. That's gonna be interesting. Like, they both got a fight over that one girl. And they besties too. Like, so that's gonna be really interesting." Yo, Casey, bro, you got a little messy. Now Sean's explaining how difficult it is because all of the girls are saying that Beatrice only spoke highly about him, yet she still left to explore another connection. So he's like, "You know what? I'm going to keep the door slightly open. I ain't going to close it all the way. Just to hear her out. But don't be mad if I do the same thing." You feel me? Like, So now we cut back to the bombshells. We got Trinity and Gabriel, and they're talking, another picnic. But no fruits involved this time. And so Trinity's like, "Well, tell me about yourself." So Gabriel came to the States like, I want to say 3 years ago. He didn't know no English. 3 days after he landed, he was working at a bodega and they was trying to speak Spanish with him. He was like, nah, just English only. So then Trinity asks him, are you ready to settle down? Like, do you want kids? Do you want to start a family? And he goes, a family? And Trinity's like, yeah, you like 26. And he's like, well, because I'm 26, like, what you mean? Like, so that means I gotta start popping up babies? But like, Trinity low-key right though, like, you close to your 30s, like, don't you wanna kind of settle down maybe? I don't know. And no shade, I understand what Trinity is trying to say. Because it's not like she's saying, oh, get down on one knee right now and marry somebody tomorrow. But you should have some type of idea of what your future looks like, or like who you want to settle down with, or what potential partner, you might be going for, how many kids you want, where you want to live in the future. Do you want to buy a house? Like, I don't know. Think 5 years from now, where you want to be. Come on now. So now we cut to Bryce and Kata. They're playing a little cute game or whatever. Bryce is like, if I win, you got to kiss me. And she's like, wait, what if I win? He's like, I get to kiss you. What do you mean? Anyway, so Kata's like, well, what do you look for in friendships and relationships? And Bryce is like, loyalty. Loyalty is big. And she's like, yeah, no, that's huge for me. Like, I got cheated on in the past. And I'm like, who cheated on you? Huh? Like, ladies, please listen clearly. That just goes to show you that you could be the baddest, I'm talking all caps, baddest girl alive, and a man will still try to humble you, still cheat on you. So you know what? Never, ever question your self-worth. Never have self-doubt, because these men are gonna be dogs regardless. You really still that bitch, always. So now we head back to the villa and Kenzie pulls Sean for a chat. So now Sean's like asking her, how you feeling? She's like, I'm good. Him, how you feeling? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. Ideally, I just want somebody that will stand on that green line too and really just choose me. And so then she's like, well, was there any signs? And he's like, not that I know of. Like, everything was good, which things were good. Like, Beatrice, you ain't do my boy right, man. You should have told him, man. Then Sean begins to speak about his dating history and how he had his high school sweetheart and he was dating her for like about 9 years on and off. So he didn't really get to experience life and date for real. And Kenzie's like, well, I had 3 exes and all of them were extremely different. So I really fall in love through being pursued and, just courted for. And so then she's like, yeah, the way you made my eggs this morning, that chicken sausage. Ooh, you had me, boy. So now everybody's just getting ready for tonight. We got the girls in the dressing room looking all pretty. We got the boys downstairs getting dressed, And Melanie's like, I wonder how this bombshell looks. Like, this girl, I wonder how she looks. Like, girl, you pressed. You pressed already and she ain't even take Sincere. I hope and pray that Kata ends up like doing a 180 and goes for Sincere. Because I want to see Melanie crash out like dead eyes. Also, I love how Anaya just kind of checks in on everybody. Like, she was checking in on Sean, Kenzie. Like, I really with that for real. So as Casey's giving out the toast for the night, boom, Sincere gets a text. So they all got to go to the fire pit immediately. Y'all already know what that means. The bombshells are coming to the villa. So Melanie gets a text, and the first 3 islanders to arrive back to the villa is Trinity, Gabriel, and Beatrice. Yeah, the way Sean looking, he ain't looking too good, bro. He mad, bro. Casey gets the next message, and they gotta welcome back Bryce, Kata, and Zach. Now, y'all already know Kenzie in bricks right now. They gotta be. Now it's decision time. Gabriel must pick between Trinity and Beatrice. Yeah. Guess who he picks? We already know. Guess who he picks? I'm gonna give y'all 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Beatrice. We already knew that though. Like, they already had a connection. You feel me? Like, they both Spanish, so they could speak Spanish. Not only that though, but I feel like the age comment kind of threw him off when Trinity was kind of like age shaming him a bit, even though she wasn't really doing that. She was just kind of like see where his head was at in the future, but I don't know. I don't think that he was really feeling that. Now, Beatrice, she's super affectionate. She like all that kissing-ish, so that's right down his alley for real, you know? Now it's time for Kata to choose between Bryce or Zach. We already know who she gonna choose, but let's drum roll it. She ends up kissing Zach, of course. Like, Trinity and Bryce both didn't get picked, so the Love Island producers was like, y'all might as well just get back together. So, the two that are left single and vulnerable are Sean and Kenzie. Dang, that's unfortunate. And that honestly concludes this episode. Now, this episode was actually kind of boring. Like, it kind of sucked, you know? And it's only episode 2, so Love Island, please do better. Please. If you've made it this far into this video, I thank you so much for supporting this channel. Don't forget to like, comment your favorite scene, your favorite Islanders, how do you feel about this episode? And subscribe to the channel, y'all. We grown over here. Bye.